Wake up with Melusi and the main jurist on One Africa Radio TV. This is where we give you the hottest tea every morning.
It is still a beautiful time, and your boy the man jurist is still here with you. Do not mind the beautiful Melusi not being here and the reason not being here. The train continues to move, and it is time for the segment for us to have history. And today in Africa we have interesting news. I'm just going to be going through what happens. You know how I always do it and how I always give you guys information that you guys are not aware of. Very important for us to always know everything about our history. Told you guys all the time, when we do our things in One Africa Radio TV, we do it our way, and today we're going to start with our history lesson. So the first thing that I want us to know today is that Rhodesia was ill-fated independence 55 years on. It was today. Africa's continuing dependence on external credit was not an accident, and it was recorded in Ethiopia. The foundations of Liberia, the creation of African American colony, was supported by slaveholders and abnormalities founded by a few dozen black families. The torrid zone in the 18th century, tropics found themselves beset unpleasant afflictions. They blamed black women, the climate, and the strength of their own masculinity. In Sudan, the revolt against President Omar Bashir is not the first in Sudan's history, but it's the first instance in Africa's former largest country split into two. That being said, it has been a beautiful and interesting morning that we need to consider and we need to look at in reflections of things that happened in Africa. I'm always scared and interested because Africa had independence and apartheid was gone when some of us were born, and we had a beautiful time and we lived, but we need to know how these things were built. There was slave trade, and from slave trade there was wars, and from wars there was colonization. We need to always know how these things went about, and we need to find like our place and our space, because our elders and our great-grandparents are the ones that died for the struggle. And that being said, we need to always keep celebrating them and keep honoring them. That being said also, we have not forgot that like next year we are going to be having a release of Ishaka Ilembe, which tells us the story of history of South Africa, and it tells us of how exactly all these incidents happened and what led us to all those wars. So I think we're going to have an interesting one with that one. I did it on purpose to just dive into Liberia, speak about colonization, speak about the wars that happened, speak about the idea of us being independent while we were not independent. Today we're still suffering things like racism, and we still have a lot of things that we have not resolved, but we say we're an independent people. So it's quite an interesting history lesson that we're having today. But yeah, it's one of those things that will trigger your mind, but it's not meant to trigger your mind. It's supposed to educate you so that you can always know your roots and where you come from. Very important for you to always know where you come from, because it's going to help you and help you to understand what exactly is the main issue, that if any, there is an issue. That being said, I told you guys I'm hitting you guys with throws today, and I'm just gonna jump in straight to give you guys throws. We hit you guys with like a boom shaka, and after that we hit you guys with a do. I hope you still remember those names. Very important for us to respect the legends that started this music space. I see we couldn't get to the point of us doing the Yanas, but for now we are gonna throw it back to the old gurus. It's about time. Boom shaka. Woo! How old were you when Mendoza was saying Karaja? I wonder how old are you? It is another beautiful morning today, obviously with your boy the main jurist. You know how I always work with weird people that always take their time and they tell themselves that they are living the soft life. So today the voice that's going to be annoying and irritating you is that of the main jurist, broadcasting live from Auckland Park at the heart of all media spaces, One Africa Radio TV. It is still time, and it is time in fact for One Rise Breakfast Show, 6 a.m. till 9 a.m. Your boy is gonna be driving this whole thing, this whole bus. It is your time for you to listen to us. We got a beautiful and lined up program which is there for you. We are gonna have a lovely and beautiful time. We are trying to throw it back in time so that we can just journey along with you in a beautiful and awesome manner. So it is what it is. So we are now going to just say Pansula for life. Do you guys still remember Kabelo? Though some of these people were our legends and we looked up to them. It is what it is. So now, Kwaito for life.